Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. So the Dudley Boys have officially retired. They retired at Bound for Glory after wrestling the Hardy Boys for one last time. So it got me thinking, what are the best tag teams of all time? You have the Dudley Boys, the Hardys, the Rock and Roll Express, the Young Bucks, the Briscoes, FTR, New Day, Edge and Christian, all of these teams. Like those just are the ones that popped in my brain immediately. So who are the 5 best tag teams of all time? The Dudleys have to be in there. The Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, New Day, the Usos, all these teams I just named, right? But what about from the past? What about currently? What about the Young Bucks? What about teams from AEW, WWE, back in the day, New Japan, NWA, WWE, all these types of things? How can you just slim it down to 5? 5 of the best tag teams of all time are the 5 best tag teams of all time. So what I did was, I asked ChatGPT, what are the 5 best tag teams of all time? I didn't say a year, I didn't say a promotion, I didn't say a time frame, I didn't say modern, old, new school, old school, I didn't say anything. I just put in what are the top 5 tag teams of all time, and here is what ChatGPT said. Number 1, the Road Warriors / Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. Then you got number 2, the Hardy Boys, Jeff and Matt. Then you have number 3, the Dudley Boys, who sparked this conversation because they just retired at TNA Bound for Glory. Then they put number 4 was FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler. That's very surprising since they're like the newest of the teams there. And then number 5 was the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso. And then you had honorable mentions of Edge and Christian. The New Day were honorable mentions. The Briscoes, Mark and Jay Briscoe, unbelievable tag team. And then you have the Hart Foundation and the Young Bucks and the Rock and Roll Express were all honorable mentions. Now, I think that's a pretty damn good list. A pretty damn good list. I think most people would agree that like the Road Warriors are like the gold standard, right? They defined tag team dominance. Like they really, really did. I think a lot of people, a lot of tag teams are inspired by the Rock and Roll Express. So I think they'd be in there somewhere in the top 10 potentially. But like you had the Road Warriors, from AWA to NWA to WWE to Japan. They just crushed it everywhere they went. Their look was like just legendary, right? The Doomsday Device with their signature move, right? All these cool things about the Road Warriors or the Legion of Boom was awesome. Hawk and Animal. So they get the number 1. I think the rest is like pretty up in the air. Like you do have the Hardy Boys. You have to have the Dudley Boys. You have to have Edge and Christian. I mean, those 3 teams revolutionized, the TLC match, their classic match at WrestleMania, their feuds, all these types of things. Like the Dudley Boys retiring puts them in the upper echelon of tag teams of all time. I mean, Matt and Jeff are still going. Matt and Jeff are currently, at this very moment of this recording, TNA and NXT tag team champions. I mean, Jeff's career arc has been crazy. He's been one of the most popular superstars of all time. Matt has recreated himself so many different times, and then they've always come back to each other as the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, one of the best tag teams of all time. So I think you could potentially rank either of those teams as 2 or 3. I wouldn't put FTR in the top 5 yet. Like, I just wouldn't. They're one of the best teams, yes, for sure. And they put together absolutely fantastic tag team matches. And I think when they were in NXT and in WWE, more specifically when they were in NXT, they really, really revitalized tag team wrestling in the way it should look like. I mean, some of their matches are just absolute masterpieces. And they've had some masterpieces in AEW as well. I think with a little more longevity, they can definitely be in the top 5. But they didn't have a great run in WWE specifically. They dominated NXT, like really, really good. WWE was okay. AEW has been, decent for them, not amazing, just because AEW itself is not amazing. Some parts of AEW are amazing, but not the whole thing. Whatever, might be controversial, is what it is. And so I don't think you put them in the top 5 now. I think you do have the Road Warriors, like I just said, and then Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys. You have the Dudley Boys. You have Edge and Christian in there. And then, like, the Usos and the New Day, for me, have to be in there. Like, just longevity-wise. I mean, the New Day, when they came out with that New Day thing, like, as baby faces, people were, like, a little hesitant about it. It seemed a little cheesy. But then it just, like, boom. It fucking absolutely took off and became one of the most popular and over acts in WWE. Now they're doing it as heels, and I think it's still pretty good. But the New Day as baby faces, they had massive tag team reigns. I mean, everyone knows the Usos are the best, right? It's said on TV all the time that the Usos are probably one of the best tag teams of all time. Right, and then you throw Edge and Christian in that mix. I mean, those are going to be my favorite teams. I think FTR will eventually be in there. They're definitely in the top 10 right now, but maybe they're not in the top 5. And then I think the Young Bucks, in terms of revolutionizing something, they really, really, really obviously had a huge impact on the indie scene, on AEW and all sorts of things. So you can't mention great tag team wrestling without mentioning the Young Bucks. I mean, their ability to put moves together and string moves together and know what the other person is going to do, and their fluidity and their execution and all those types of things are amazing. I mean, I was there live for their match at All in Texas. I forget who they wrestled. Was it Ospreay and Swerve? I mean, that match was amazing. Unbelievable. Just the execution, the smoothness, the crispness, the flow, all of it was amazing. So you have to add the Young Bucks in there, just like straight on their impact on the indie scene, their ability to basically create a promotion off their back. Like, that is incredible. And then, Mark and Jay Briscoe, shout out to Jay Briscoe. God bless. Rest in peace, my friend. The Briscoes are fucking incredible. Like, some of their matches in Ring of Honor, are some of the best matches you will ever see in the history of professional wrestling. And then, of course, you have the Hart Foundation for just their technical excellence. But Bret Hart was such a powerful singles wrestler that the Hart Foundation kind of just goes away a little bit, but they're still one of the best tag teams of all time. And then, of course, Edge and Christian, one of the best tag teams of all time as well. But Edge, like a massive single star, Christian now doing great. So I think if you have all of those teams, you really do compile the best tag teams of all time. And then, I think a lot of teams were inspired by the Rock and Roll Express, so they have to be in there. But yeah, you have the Road Warriors, the Hardy Boys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, FTR, the New Day, Usos, the Young Bucks, and the Briscoes. Those are for me, those are the best tag teams of all time. And this conversation, again, was inspired by the Dudley Boys sort of officially retiring. And maybe they will come back, because they kind of always do. But I think the Hardy Boys will officially retire at some point in WrestleMania when they come back to WWE, because they're already NXT champions. So you see that's on the horizon. But I'd love to know what you guys think about your favorite tag teams of all time and what are the best tag teams of all time. Drop them in the comments down below, and then like this video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.